Okay, my first Scrawlr box, and I am so excited to get inside. The art is beautiful. Milky Rat, I hope I am saying that, is just incredible with watercolor. Look at that, just beautiful shading. And then the water paper itself is really smooth. I was really surprised. It's so smooth. I love it. And then the wrapping, I was trying to do it gently, but yeah, it ripped. I'm sorry. And then we open it up and we see the little list, and of course it tells you what we have: the Derwent Intex pen set, Fabric-Castell graphite, the extra soft kneaded eraser. That's a lie. It's not soft. You will see. Oh, and this little piece of, I don't know what it was, but it was so good. And I was like so excited because it was the middle of the night and they needed a snack. Oh, I just ate that right away. Pencil feels really nice and light though. Little sticker. Oh, and then, yeah, you see, it's so hard. I kept tapping it. Now, let's test these things out. I was really excited to test this out because look at that. It's so pigmented. It was so smooth and so easy. Like, literally just a little drop of water and right away it activated and it was so nice. And all of them were like this. And then I just had so much fun trying all the different colors. And I think I used red the most in this, but the only thing I didn't like, well, it's not like I didn't like it, but the red is just not my favorite shade of red. I prefer true reds, and this is more of like a spring red. I don't even know what that means. And then there's a little part where like the water and it touches the color and just like whoosh into a cloud. There, right there. Oh, I love it when it does that. It's so pretty. And all the colors were just so smooth and so easy to apply and so easy to rinse out. Like the more time I spent on it, the more I just kept wanting to play with the colors. Oh, it's out of frame. I'm really sorry about that. The green was so nice too. It was really vibrant. A little neon, but it was still really pretty. I really liked this shade, the brown, because it was kind of like skin tone, and when they just give you the skin tone shade, it's much easier to just lighten it a bit. There, I was trying to see if I could, wet it and then take off some of the color. I couldn't. It was too pigmented for me. It did lighten a bit, but I couldn't take it off completely. Then here I was messing with how yellow would react to the pencil. And again, I struggled with the eraser. I couldn't take it off. It took me so long. And then it was so hard and tough. I kept like trying to pull at it. And here I'm testing how it works, and it didn't. It was I kept struggling to erase away, and it didn't even go away completely. There's still a bit there, so I was a little sad. The eraser was just the biggest disappointment, and I'm sorry. I wish I could enjoy it, but I didn't. Okay, and then here I'm just gonna sketch out some ideas. So the theme was a false prayer for August, and when I first started that, well, the picture itself is of a nun, so I was just like, well, we should go with something church themed. And my favorite kind of like AU in fan fiction is like when the priest is a demon or when there's like angels and devils like fighting over church. I don't know why. I've always been into that since I was a kid. Probably because I'm Catholic and stuff. Well, my family's Catholic. But anyways, the second I saw that, I thought of like a priest in the shadows with its demon form coming out of the darkness, and that's not original, but I thought it was cool. I always wanted to do something like that. But, I wanted to try something else, like maybe a girl instead, and like a good girl that just a fallen angel who wants to go back to heaven, but they can't because their halo is broken. And then I was just like, I'm not good at drawing like pretty girls, and that's a little too sad for me. But still. So I already knew what colors I wanted. I wanted to mess with the red a lot because, like I said, it's a spring red, and I wanted it to turn out more like a dark, deep red, like a bloody red. Oh, I love those shades. Like, if you know makeup, there's like a Russian red. Oh, it's so pretty, so deep, you know. So I was trying to mess with the purple and reds and see if something like that can mix in to darken it. I also add green, yeah, because if you add green to red, it'll darken it, but I don't think it worked. I think it lightened it too much because I had to add more red. Then it ended up turning like this sort of brown color, and I was just like a little frustrated. But if I messed with it a little bit, and I think I got the shade I liked. So yeah, I just went right in with the watercolor because I was just like, if I sketch it out, I'm not gonna know. I'm just gonna be too worried with the line work. So I just decided to go straight in with watercolor and just mess with the colors on the paper. And it was so much fun. I actually really enjoyed that. And I came out with like this flirty little priest demon. Well, I don't even think it's a priest. I just think it's a little demon with a red black cloak. Have you ever seen those in images when like they have this faded out clothing? Oh, and there I was just looking to see like what, how did they do the skin tone? Because I struggle with skin a lot. I can never get it right. I always feel like it's too yellow, it's too orange. You see, it's too yellow there. So I just watered it down a whole bunch and hoped for the best. And it didn't turn out awful, so I was happy with that. And then, oh, here it skips to it. My camera stopped working. So, of course, I just was like, alright, gotta keep going. But yeah, I did the sketch, and then I'm just gonna work on it a bit more. It's the same design I had before, just a little priest boy, but who's actually a demon because I love that concept. And I decided to start with the face because, well, it was going to be the lightest part of him. And yeah, there I'm just erasing away before I start. Good thing, because the pencil is water soluble, so I erased away most of it just so that I know where I'm going, but so it doesn't get in, doesn't muddle with the other colors because this pencil just is very water soluble. Like when I was testing it with the yellow, it just made it really a muddy, dirty yellow. So yeah, you have to erase it before you start, unless you like that, unless you're into that. It's your style. Do what you want to do. So anyways, here I already knew where I wanted the shadows and the light, so I was just trying to darken it and add more shadows to it, but I'm always scared when it comes to shading because I don't want to go too dark. But then I feel like if I don't go too dark, it doesn't look realistic enough, and it just you can't tell where the lighting is coming from. So I was just like, you know what, just gonna go in. But you'll see later on, I just keep like putting shadow, then taking it off with the napkin, and then putting more, and then taking it off, because that's how I feel in life all the time. Yeah. Then his face was just starting to look so dark, and it started to look like a new skin. And I was freaking out. I was like, should I just darken everything? But no, I just decided to lighten the shadows, of course. That's me. I can't decide. So, anyways, yeah, just going in a bit more, trying to figure out how lighting works with hair and his face, and I can't tell. Honestly, the only thing that really upsets me is his lips. I made them way too big for his face. Like, his face is just one third hair, one third lips, and everything else is everything else. And I'm so sorry. Oh no, it's out of frame again. Okay, this is my first time, so I'm really sorry if I'm not the best at it. And also, if you hear voices, my cousins decided to come and play, so yay! I love them, but still, now is not the time. So, okay, so this is where I decided just to let the water flow and just put droplets of red and black. You can't see it, but I swear it's there. It's just red, black, a bit of purple, and just dropping it in. And still trying to see what the shadows would look like, but I'm pretty sure I gave up on that. Just add a whole bunch of black, and that's a shadow. Oh gosh, I'm terrible at this. But yeah, and then tap 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 tap, just tapping in color. I keep tapping in color and then taking it off because I couldn't. You know when you're messing with watercolor and you're just like, I want it to flow and be free and look wispy, but it's not the right wisp and it's not looking in the right direction and it's not flowing right, so I have to redo it and manually add in everything. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Like I wanted it to look all flowy and stuff, but I couldn't help but tamper with it. I just really played with it a lot, but it was a lot of fun. And then I'm just going in again, because I can't leave it all. The great thing about this paper is that when you mess with watercolor a lot, the paper will curl in, and I really don't like that because it gets annoying. But this paper, like, it does that sometimes, but not a lot. Just a little curve. And it was the smoothest paper. It was so easy to work with. I honestly love this paper. I wish I could afford it. But yes, this paper made me love watercolor. I always struggle with it, but it was so easy with this paper. And the pigments in the pan, so easy. Just like one little drop and you would get a lot of color. And they were so easy to mix with because some colors, I mean, some pans, if you see them, they don't mix well. Like they'll separate in the water. That's mostly just because of how big the pigments are. But yeah, they were so easy to mix and so fun to play with. I swear, it was such a dream. So nice. In the middle of the night. Just so sweet. And yeah, I decided to give him like a dirty blonde hair because dirty blonde is such a hard color to get. It's either really light or too dark. It's never the right shade of dirty blonde. I don't know, that's how I feel whenever I see the color. But yeah, I wanted it to fade out kind of in a smoky manner, but I wasn't entirely sure yet. I just wanted it to be very fadey, so I'm just bringing the paper up so all the water drips down. Because I love the drippy. At this point I wasn't sure if I wanted a drippy technique or if I wanted a smoky technique, but I do end up going with smoky because dripping was too hard. And once again, my camera stopped working at one point, but it was fine because I got to let it dry and do another layer of everything, which is very good. Like, if you're very impatient, I suggest with watercolor just taking a pause in between, going to do something else, get yourself a cup of tea, read a chapter of a book, watch a funny video, and then come back when it's dry and just go on top of it. Because a lot of times it's not even that it's bad or it's unfinished or anything, it's just that it needs another layer. And I suggest that for anybody. Just take a break, take a pause, think about life, look out the window, you know? You do you. You relax. I wish I could take my own advice. But yes, I go into the hair and try to make it darker. Hair is really confusing because the lighting and shadow I did not understand because the lighting is supposed to come from the right corner, the right upper corner. But his hair is like in a swoopy manner. So I was like, so I thought it's gonna be dark, obviously, but the light is coming from there, so it's gonna be light. And I gave up on the hair. I was just like, parts of it are gonna be light and parts of it are not, and that's it. Oh my gosh, the eyes were such. I believe that every artist understands this. The eyes and making them even and making them look the same or even proportionally right is never going to happen because it was such a struggle. I redid the eyes so many times, and at some point they were just like huge ovals. And I just, oof. That's why I love eyelashes. If I mess up on an eye, just add a whole bunch of eyelash on top of it. Nobody will notice. It'll just be a big batty eyelash. But, that was hard. What am I doing here? I don't even know what I was doing. I just left for a second. And then, of course, I was just like, I have to make his eyes red because every demon has red eyes. Right? Right? That's just a cliche that, like, demons and vampires and all those dark boys have deep red eyes. Oof, that'd be so. Honestly, I love red eyes. When people have contacts or they're cosplaying and they have red eyes, they always look so beautiful. I love it so much. Yeah. Ooh. Also, black eyes are so nice. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. Really dark eyes are so pretty. Like, it looks like you're looking into the galaxies. And it's amazing. Here, I was thinking of adding blush to his face, but then I was like, no, no, he can't be a sweet boy. He's not a sweet boy. He's a demon boy. He a bad boy. He doesn't get any blushes. And then I try to do his lips, but lips are hard when you think about them because if you put too much red in it, it looks like lipstick, which I guess he could wear lipstick, but I wanted a more natural look. But then if I made it just like his skin tone or darker, it would just look weird, right? It would just look, I don't know. I usually draw girls, so I always give them lipstick, but I was confused in this moment. Anyways, I decided to like let it dry. I'll do another layer of a different color maybe, and I'll just work on the hair because the hair needs help. It really does. It looks like a bad haircut, and I gave it to him, and I am so sorry. So after I did that, I decided that his face needs more shadows because it just ended up looking all the same at some point, and I realized that's my fault because I kept taking off the shadows. But then the shadows looked so weird because I was just darkening it in specific areas. So I was just like, I'll just make everything dark. And that just made it look bad again. I swear. So I had to try to make it light and dark and in between. And it was fun. Hard but fun. I'm really sorry. This is my first time voiceovering or doing anything like this. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to do it. This part made me freak out because I accidentally realized that it hadn't dried around the eyes, and so when I put his little eyelashes on, it just spread into a goop. Oh yeah, once again, I ran out of batteries. My camera died. I'm really bad at this. This is horrible. But look, this is a journey. This is entertainment. There's like jump cuts. It's like in the movies when it's like 10 years later, okay? I'm not wasting your time. No, okay? But basically, all I did was I added the background because I thought, you know how when okay, if you ever been to church, there's like these stained glass, and they have all these different colors, and it's so pretty. Like if you go into like behind it or in front of it in the right lighting, it'll just shine all these colors on you like a rainbow of light and holiness, and it's honestly a pretty aesthetic. So I was just like, what if he's under one of those? But like he's sharp cut in a shadow too, so it makes sense in my brain. And anyways, I was just like, if I can't get the shadows dark enough, then at least darkness should be dark enough, right? Like I don't know why it was such. I struggle with going dark. I'm always scared that I'm going too dark. But anyways, here I was just like, just gotta add more darkness, more, more, more. The thing was, I don't know if anybody else felt like this, but I felt like the ink black color just really faded into a gray. But I think that's just because I was watering down. I blame myself. But yeah, I was trying to make the lines even. I'm trying to have like it angled, but I'm not really good at that, and I didn't have a ruler, so that was a struggle. And then I don't know why I keep messing with his little cloak. I could not leave it alone. I just kept darkening it, even though I should obviously be focusing on the shadows. Yeah, I did that. And then his lips, I kept struggling with his lips. I wanted them dark, but not too dark, but not too not dark. So they ended up a little wonky in the end, but honestly, it's fine. Who doesn't love a juicy pair of lips? Come on, he's seducing you. You can't lie to me. That's a sexy boy. He's doing it. He's doing his best. And then, yep, I'm adding more shadow because I erased the old ones. This is literally just like 20 minutes of adding and taking away shadow. That's it. That's what it is called. And blushies. I keep wanting to add blushies, but you can't add blushies to this boy. So I would just add a bit and then take it away because it did stain the paper. So he does have a bit of blush, which I'm okay with. A little bit of natural blush. Ah, so sweet. And then I was thinking under these like lights, it always has like little specks that kind of like transfer on your face, so it looks like like a little disco light. It's like stays on your skin. So I was thinking, what if it's on his cheeks and stuff, and it could be like different colored freckles or something, because that would be adorable. But then it ended up looking really weird. Like, he had some sort of like chicken pox or disease on his face. I was just like, maybe not then. What if like the yellow is just highlighting him? So I was trying to add yellow as the highlight on certain areas, but I didn't like it because then it made him look way too yellow. Now I'm just going over with the pencil to outline everything. So I'm just trying to darken things up a bit and like fix his eyes because they need help. They need Jesus. And then give his lips actual like two separate lips instead of one big lip. That's what it looked like before. And then adding shadow again. Outlining everything. I don't know. I can't help but outline things. I think it just makes things. That's a lot of things. I feel like it makes the piece look more neat and even and distinct between other parts of it. If that makes sense. I hope. But yeah, and then I decided to go in again with some color. So yep, more shadow, of course. Who would have guessed it? Not me. But really, it is a lot of me just going in with shadows. But I did like that last round of shadows just because it made everything pop out a bit more. Like, adding shadows allows for things to look sunken in, like they're in the background, so it makes everything else pop out. So I did not add any highlights because I didn't like them, but I added enough shadow that it made it look like there were highlights. You get it? Oh, for a second there, I was trying to add a horn, and then I decided it did not look right. She's like, no, I can't add a horn at this point. He's not a horny boy. Okay, here I got out like a white gel pen just to see what highlights would look, and I didn't like those either. Like I said, the highlights did not turn out right for me personally, so I just tried to go over it with yellow to make it blend out. And then I was trying the horn again. I really didn't like it, so I had to like go over it with dark paint because it wouldn't disappear completely. But yeah, that's the piece. I hope you enjoyed.